The figures have just come out and we were expecting the unemployment rate to tick down slightly, but it's actually dropped more than expected. So unemployment in the month of December is down at 4.2%. I'm going to need to look through the stats, but I think we're getting close to a record low for unemployment in Australia, and I will double check that over the next half hour or so. But unemployment was expected to fall to just 4.5% in December. Instead, it's dropped to 4.2%. So the month of November, unemployment grew by 366,000 jobs. 366,000 jobs were created in November. And in the month of December, there's clearly been more job creation as well in the Australian economy. So these figures are much stronger and much better than what economists were predicting. They were predicting 60,000 jobs would be created in December. It appears that figure is much higher. I'm just quickly looking at the data now, Julie, and it says here unemployment was up 65,000 jobs in the month of December. So there's some pretty strong jobs growth in December. The thing that's worth noting, though, with these numbers is this survey by the Bureau of Statistics is taken in the first 2 weeks of the month. And if you think back to December, that was really before Omicron closed down a lot of businesses in the last couple of weeks of that month. So hours worked figures that we're getting from the Bureau of Statistics today may be a little different to what the reality was for employers in the month of December, Julie.
Oh, the start of December feels like so long ago. Ed, next week the inflation figures for the December quarter will be released. How's the Reserve Bank expected to react to these numbers?
Look, these are going to be critical figures. We've just had a very strong employment number here today, which the Reserve Bank's going to look at closely as well. But the CPI, or the Consumer Price Index figures coming out next week, will be critical too, because you look around the world, inflation hit a 30-year high in the UK overnight, it's 30-year high in Canada, and inflation is at a 40-year high in the United States. Australia, we get our December quarter figures next Tuesday, and it's expected that inflation is going to come in at about 2.5%, trimmed mean inflation, and that's the figure that the RBA looks at very closely when they make a cash rate decision. What they've said consistently for the last year and a half is they want to see inflation between 2.5% and 3% before they lift the cash rate. Now, if the figure comes in at 2.5% next week, then that may put quite a bit of pressure on the Reserve Bank to raise interest rates earlier than expected. They've constantly said they won't be raising interest rates really till 2023. This morning, we've just had an update from Westpac's chief economist, Bill Evans. He's now tipping a cash rate rise in August this year of 15 basis points. That'll bring the cash rate from 0.1% up to 0.25%. And then he expects the cash rate to hit 0.5% by the end of the year. It's still small incremental increases in the cash rate. It's not a massive jump. So a lot of Aussies with mortgages will clearly be able to afford those extra repayments. But it is significant for our economy because the Reserve Bank may need to speak about this next month when they host their first board meeting of the year, give us a bit of commentary on where the economy is going, specifically after today's really strong job numbers for December.
Ed Boyd, live in Sydney, thank you for that update this morning. We appreciate it.